We're now going to cover an important topic for software development, and that is unit testing. So unit testing is a large topic that cannot be covered succinctly in a single video, but I did want to introduce it here because we will be running unit tests on our module. So what exactly is unit testing? Well, basically, it's just a way to test that our code runs correctly. So when we use our module, we can have some confidence that what it's producing is a correct result. Now, the way to do unit testing for our module is we're going to be calling the different functions in our module with different inputs. And if the function call, the result, equals the expected result, then we will pass these tests. And we need to pass all of the tests that we have written in order to have a lot more confidence that our module is working in good order. So let me show you down here what I mean by this. So let's just say we have an array over here, and I'm going to add 10 to each array. So this call to our function add constant will return some value, some array, and we want to test that it equals this. So this over here would be the expected result. And if this is true, then we can say this is like a little unit test. So we say if it is true, that means we got it right. If it is false, then we got it wrong. Maybe there's something wrong with our code if we got it wrong. Sometimes the test is wrong, like the expected result is wrong, like I forced that one to be. But anyways, that is how unit testing works. We just call different functions with different inputs and test that it equals the expected result. Okay, so we're going to see this. There are many tests that have been written, so we need to pass all these tests. They're written in this test_my_array.py module. And they actually use the unit test standard or library that's part of the Python standard library. So let me go and show you that. I have the Python standard library documentation over here. And under development tools, you'll see the unit test module. And so this is actually an advanced topic, so it'll take some time. You probably will not understand all of it over here. It uses classes, but essentially, it's actually not that hard to just take a template such as this and just fill it in with the tests. And that's what we're going to do over here in VS Code. So what I want you to do now is flip on over to VS Code and open up this test_my_array.py like this. And so it's going to be a lot of stuff that we have not covered yet, and which is okay, because the main point shouldn't be too hard to understand. So the way we're going to use this is, I just want you to ignore like this class right now and look at all of these function definitions in here. Each one of these is a test. So it's going to test that this add constant function is correct. This one is a test that the sub constant function is correct, and so forth. So what's going to happen is that we're going to create some test data like this. This is like arrays that we're going to pass into our function. And so inside each one of these tests, what we're going to do is we're going to compute we're going to test it. So in this case, we're going to test our add constant function. It's from the myArray module. So here we've imported that in. We're going to access the function with dot notation. We're going to call it, and this is exactly what we did over here, right? We called this this add constant function with a and 10, and this was our expected result. Now, the way it works over here is that, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to assign that result over here. The expected is this. So this is what you kind of hand write. This is what we expect it to be. And then we're going to call this assert equal method. And again, you don't have to really understand this self dot. All you need to know is that it will test whether this result from the myArray call is equal to the expected array over here. If it is, then it will pass the test. If it is not, it will fail the test. So right now, all of these tests will fail because if we look at myArray right here, all these functions have the word pass. So they're going to return none. They are not going to equal the expected. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to run these unit tests to see the result, how many have passed and how many have failed.